Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Liza Alfreda. I'm the Vice President of the USA DSF Board. We are excited to host this virtual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We want to thank our community and our NSOs for submitting their nominations. This is our first half of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony that we've had since 2013. To ensure neutrality and fairness, the USA DSF established a committee. The committee was made up of USA DSF board members, 2 presidential appointees, and 4 former Hall of Fame inductees. We would like to thank the committee members, Victoria Crockett, Ken Penderson, Jean Duve, Bobby Morsier, Connie Ruberry, Kevin Smith, and the rest of the board for their time. The committee has met several times and spent many hours together screening all of the nominees. Thank you all for all of your time. It's my honor to introduce the USA DSF's 2020 Hall of Fame inductees. I will announce the inductees in alphabetical order. I'm excited to announce the first inductee to the 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame is Janelle Barron, a basketball player. I will now turn it over to Christina Costello, the former USA Deaf Basketball Commissioner, to say a few words about Janelle.
USA DB is thrilled to honor this amazing woman. She's from South Dakota, which isn't known for basketball. However, she loved playing basketball growing up and in college as well. She was the first woman to play in the Professional Basketball League and has been involved with AAD and USA DB for many years. She won many awards over the years. And she was selected for All-Stars. She had 2 MVPs and she won 10 women's championships. She's truly an inspiration and a model for women's basketball players all around the world. She's still number 1 for points scored as well. In her highest scoring game, she racked up 52 points in one game, and her record is still holding strong. In 2019, the USADB inducted her into the Hall of Fame, and now she has the honor of being inducted into the USA DSF Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Janelle Barron. Congrats.
So, I am here and excited to announce that the Hall of Fame committee has selected you to be inducted into our Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a nice feeling to be honored. Wow.
It's exciting.
Yes, thank you so much. Hello, my name is Janelle Barron. Wow. It's a wonderful feeling to be honored. This came as such a surprise that I was selected to be inducted into the USA DSF's Hall of Fame. I want to thank the committee and USADB It's a wonderful feeling to have been selected. It's amazing. I can't wait to share the news with my family and friends. I really want to thank my beautiful family for always supporting me, for always being there for me. And I also want to thank a special friend, Shirley Platt, for always supporting me. I want to thank another special friend, Kathy Schwann, as she was the one who got me involved in the deaf community, deaf sports. I'm thankful that Shirley told me about the Deaf Olympics because I had never heard about it before. And I would have never have known about Gallaudet without her. I grew up in a small town in South Dakota with a population of 1,300 people. Thankfully, I had a deaf brother growing up. I'm truly thankful for my two friends that helped me getting involved over the years. They're truly wonderful. My advice to young people is don't let people pull you down. Or you got to change your can'ts to can. You can do so many things. Always can. Life is short, so take advantage of your opportunities. When you're young, take advantage as much as you can because time flies. Don't ever give up on yourself.
For our next 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductee, I'm thrilled to announce Wendell Gaskin Jr. He was an incredible track athlete. I will now turn this over to Thomas Winthrow, president of the USA Deaf Track and Field, to share a few words about Wendell Gaskin.
USA Deaf Track and Field is really thrilled to announce one of our 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductees. This athlete is a 3-time competitor in the Deaf Olympics. He competed in 1993 in Sofia, 1997 in Copenhagen, and 2001 in Rome. He has won 14 total medals and is highly decorated. Out of the 14, he's won 11 golds, 2 silver medals, and 1 bronze. He holds 3 world records, which still stand today. Since 1993, those records are still standing. He has the world record in the 100 meter at 10.21 seconds, the 200 meter at 21.15 seconds, and the 400 meter at 45.29 seconds. He also ran anchor for several gold relay teams. Truly is an amazing athlete. A warm congratulations to Wendell Gaskin Jr. Congrats.
So, I am honored to share this news with you that you have been selected by the committee to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Really, thank you. Really want to say thank you very much to the Hall of Fame Election Committee. I really appreciate the honor. I want to thank all of my friends and family. It's really awesome to be a Hall of Famer with my name up there on the list. I really want to say thank you to my mom, who is up in heaven. To all our young deaf athletes. I want to say, do not be afraid. Stay united and run for the gold. Bless all of you. I pray for your health during this coronavirus pandemic. I love you all. Love you.
For our next 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductee, I'm thrilled to announce Richard Jacobs. He is a handball athlete. I'm going to let our handball team leader, Steven Da Silva, share a few words about Richard Jacobs.
Hi, my name is Steven Da Silva, and I am the team leader for USA Deaf Handball Team. And I'm thrilled to have the honor of inducting the Hall of Fame this year into our program. It has been said that the team handball sport is a combination of many sports into one. Water polo, basketball, soccer, and lacrosse. So it's no surprise that this athlete was an All-American during his time at Gallaudet University. And at Gallaudet, he was involved in football, basketball, baseball, and the decathlon. He was also inducted into the Hall of Fame at Gallaudet University in 2009. We sent our first handball team to the Deaf Olympics in 1987, and he was one of our original members of our team, and he continued to play until 2001. And during that time span, he won 3 bronze medals. Then from 2002 to 2007, he served as our president of the program until his leadership, the handball team, under his leadership, the handball team won a silver medal in Deaf Olympics in 2005. His name is well known in the handball community, deaf, hearing, and internationally. So congratulations to Richard Jacobs. Congrats from our entire program, and thank you for your many contributions over the years.
So anyway, I'm excited to announce that you were selected by the committee to be inducted into the USA DSF Hall of Fame.
Now, when USA DSF told me today that I was selected to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, it was a great honor to be recognized at that level of competition. I've been recognized at my high school, at Gallaudet, and now on an international level. It's a great honor. I want to thank USA DSF Hall of Fame committee members for selecting me. This is really special to me because it's not easy to get to this level of competition. It requires lots and lots of work to get here and to compete in the Deaf Olympics and the Hearing Olympics. Looking back on my journey on how I got to that level of competition, I really have to thank my parents. Both hearing, they were not sure what to do with a deaf child. They had so many options, such as placing me into an oral program, deaf school, mainstream program, but they decided to send me to the Wisconsin School for the Deaf when I was 9 years old. I was able to make many friends and get involved in sports. I've always been an athlete, so I loved when my friends or even older kids would try to challenge me. Even the older ones, they would challenge, and I knew that I was pretty good, so at just about everything. So I always welcomed the challenge. That motivated me to always work harder so that I would get any challenge, including being challenged by my coaches. While at Gallaudet, teams at the Deaf Olympics that helped me become a better athlete. That prepared me for when I got to the Deaf Olympics because we were all fighting to win the same title. Looking back on my journey, I'm thankful for those who have forced me to become a better athlete to reach this level of competition. I have wonderful memories of 4 Deaf Olympics. I still have those awards and medals from those events still displayed in my office to remember our strong handball team. Lastly, I do want to thank Mike Kavanaugh. He was the executive director of the hearing organization of the U.S. handball team. He had a big role in developing the sport of handball in the Deaf Olympics as well as the Hearing Olympics. I'm thankful for that. Thank you for all the people who have supported me and helped promote the game. Thank you for your considering me as a member of the Hall of Fame. It's such a great honor. Thank you. I do want to add some advice for young athletes. I would tell your young athletes to follow your passions. Don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough. It's important to follow your passions. In team sports, it's important to be a team player. As I mentioned, I always had other players challenging me. But what I realized was that when we were working together to get better, being a team player will help you become a better player overall. And it's important to enjoy it. Be respectful and polite with any sport. Follow your passions and work hard to earn it. Don't just get by. That is what I did, and I'm glad that I did the work super hard to prove what I can do in such a high level of competition. If you have these things, you can go anywhere and be successful. Good luck.
For our next 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductee, I'm thrilled to announce Rhonda Joe Donahue, who played both basketball and volleyball. Her former coach, Kitty Baldridge, will now say a few words. Hello, it's my honor and privilege to talk a little bit about Rhonda Joe. Her basketball career at Gallaudet University was from 1996 to 2000. During her time, she earned multiple honors and set records at Gallaudet as well as within our conference, Capital Athletic Conference, and within NCAA. She was a leader in scoring, rebounding, blocked shots, and maybe even fouls. I don't quite remember that statistic. She was named Rookie of the Year, and she was also a 3-time CAC Player of the Year. She was also the NCAA All-American Team First Team. From 1997 to 2002, the NCAA had a Team of the Decade Award, and Rhonda was selected to be on the first team for the Team of the Decade. But most importantly, Rhonda as a person is a team player. She's humble and has incredible work ethic, beyond words can describe. Her career statistics can be found online, but you won't be able to find her statistics having that connection with children. During her career, kids would look up to her as a role model. Many kids would say they wanted to be like her, and Rhonda would always tell them, no, be yourself. She would insist on asking them what their goals were. She always encouraged them to be humble. She always wanted to think about her teammates. I've always looked up to Rhonda myself, partly because she's 6'2" and I'm only 5 feet, but more importantly because she's a fabulous person and a good friend of mine. Congratulations, Rhonda. This is a well-deserved honor to be inducted into the USA DSF Hall of Fame. My best to you always.
I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to recognize Rhonda Joe Donahue for excelling in volleyball in all levels, from high school to international. I'm fortunate to have coached her in volleyball, both at Gallaudet and on the USA team. What a special athlete and what a special person Rhonda Joe is. Rhonda Joe was highly skilled at passing and hitting. She cared about her teams and about her teammates. Even though the spotlight was often on her, she stayed humble. Rhonda Joe never advertised her unbelievable statistics, her NCAA hitting records, awards, her team championships, and bringing home 2 medals, silver and bronze, for the USA volleyball team. As I look back on my 27 years of coaching, I am so proud to be able to say I coached Rhonda Joe Donahue. And today, ladies and gentlemen, with affection, I'm honored to present to Rhonda Joe on this day to be inducted into the USA DSF Hall of Fame, number 6.
So I'm excited to announce to you that you were selected by the committee to be inducted into the USA DSF Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a huge honor. I was wondering why you were calling.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Still to this day, I'm tempted to return to the Deaf Olympics one more time. Just one more time, and say every time, as I say every time, maybe just one more time before I get too old. Not smart choice not to return.
Well, it's never too late to change your mind.
I'm good with not healthy and not have any injuries. I'd rather
I
stay
totally
with that.
get it.
Really, this is a big honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to thank the USA DSF Board, Committee, and community for recognizing me. When I first got the news, I was really touched. Brought back so many wonderful memories as my time as an athlete. I played sports all my life. My love for sports comes from my family and from MSAD, the Minnesota State Academy for the Deaf in Minnesota, where I first fell in love with sports when I was at MSAD. After graduation, I played at Gallaudet, both volleyball and basketball while I was there, and I played in the Deaf World Games, Deaf Olympics as well. Went to the Deaf Olympics 3 times, first for basketball and then the last 2 times for volleyball. And I brought home all the medals, gold, silver, and bronze. And I actually find that funny was the Deaf Olympics when I was 18 years old. I first went, and that year we won the gold in basketball, and then 4 years later we won the silver in volleyball. And then I was determined to get a gold in volleyball, so I tried again, and then for the 3rd Deaf Olympics, and I ended up bringing home the bronze medal. So maybe I shouldn't go for my 4th Deaf Olympics because I might not end up with getting any medals at all. Maybe I'm getting old. Still, to this day, I think about competing in the Deaf Olympics one more time. I always enjoyed getting to compete in the Deaf Olympics for so many reasons. And hopefully both of my kids, who are 5 and soon to be 3, will have the opportunity to compete at the Deaf Olympics, and I can attend as a fan. I want to say thank you to my family, friends, coaches, and players. All of those people have truly been my biggest supporters. People often tell me that I was born an athlete, which might be true, but all those people have had a huge impact on me, my success and my motivation. My love for the sport continues because of their energy and support. So I want to thank all of them. I love them. While there are so many different quotes, my message to the younger athletes would be to keep playing. Keep yourself active. If you're a basketball player, be sure to touch that ball every day If you need to run with the ball. If you're bored and you have some downtime, play with the ball. Play with that basketball. The same applies to volleyball. If you love the volleyball, keep active with it every day. And not only should you be active every day, but you get your friends, family, coaches, and other players to give you feedback or advice. Accept their advice and make changes as needed. And with this, you will grow and become a better player. Have an open mind, be accepting of feedback. This will help you succeed. Work hard, be committed, loyal, show up for practice. At the end of the day, try not to have no excuses. Show up, work hard, play hard.
For our next 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductee, I'm thrilled to introduce Charles Smith, who is a phenomenal track star. I will be turning it now over to Thomas Winthrop, the president of USA Deaf Track and Field, to say a few words.
USA Deaf Track and Field is very proud to introduce a new 2020 USA DSF Hall of Famer. This athlete competed in the Deaf Olympics in 1985 in Los Angeles. That year he won 4 gold medals. In the 100 meter, 200 meter long jump, and the 4x100 meter relay. Still holds the world record in the long jump at 26 3/4 feet, or 7.94 meters. He set that record in 1983. Big congratulations to Charles Smith. Congrats. Really? Yes.
Yes, congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah, what an honor.
Thank you to the USA Deaf Sports Federation for giving me a chance to become famous in sports. I love track. Thank you to everyone for your continuous recognition with this honor so many years later. Let me tell you a story. I decided to join my former high school and teach young children. They welcomed me to join and jump since I excelled in this area. I was willing to focus on how I was able to communicate through my body language and actions. It was that simple. They understood me and worked on their long jump skills and became accomplished long jump athletes. And I also helped them with their sprinting skill development. Continued to teach all of my athletes who took off so well, and they loved me. And I loved them too. Back then, during my sophomore year in high school, I went to camp in San Diego, California, where I focused on my long jump training. And there was a woman there at camp who was just astonished at my long jump distance. Her mouth gaped open as she was so amazed as a deaf person could do this distance. I didn't understand why she was so amazed. I learned that her name was Martha Watson. She was a former track Olympian. And she helped me train me and was instrumental in my success. And I want to thank her. I love her. And she was a great woman. When I was in high school, she saw in a newspaper that I had jumped 24 feet and she didn't believe it. And it wasn't until she met me at camp where she saw me jump, and she believed me, and she then decided to help me with my training. I was definitely so young at that time. I think I was about 15 years old.
For our next 2020 USA DSF Hall of Fame inductee, I'm thrilled to announce Caroline Carey Solomon. She was a swimmer. I will now turn it over to Doug Matchat, the president of the USA Deaf Swim Team, to say a few things about Carey.
I'm Doug Matchat, director of USA DS Deaf Swimming. USA DSF asked me to present the Hall of Fame nomination. This Hall of Fame finalist is a swimmer who stands out throughout her swimming career. She swam all 4 years of college on the varsity team. She received many awards and has set several records. She swam in 2 Deaf Olympics and World Deaf Swimming Championships. She's won many medals and holds several records that still stand today. Although she is retired from swimming, her hard work ethic continues, and she thrives in her current position. USA DSF's Hall of Fame committee had a tough job of reviewing many nominations. However, they were able to select one to be inducted. That swimmer they selected, Dr. Caroline Solomon. Her maiden name that she used while she was a swimmer was Caroline Miller. Congratulations.
So I'm excited to announce the committee has selected you to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. First, I want to thank everyone who was involved with the Hall of Fame. It's a huge honor for me. I've seen the list of people who are in the Hall of Fame, and I'm humbled to be joining this wonderful group of athletes. I really want to thank my family, especially my father, who actually kept all of the swimming programs over the many years. And he would tell me all about the other swimmers who might be competing with me, so I was able to be very strategic about my races. Both of my parents were very supportive during all my years of swimming, with driving and practices and even staying overnight in hotels. Also, I want to thank 2 groups of people: my coaches and my fellow swimmers. In regards to the Deaf Olympics, I want to thank Bob Lafna. He was truly he was just a good sounding board about different things during the Deaf Olympics. He was truly amazing. He was always laughing, so it made the whole thing fun. I also want to thank Celine Lawler, who passed away a few years ago, because she was one of the reasons why I did so well and became so competitive. She was the one who told me about the Deaf Olympics. She lived in Pennsylvania, which isn't too far from where I grew up, so I would see her regularly at swim meets, and she was one who got me into the Deaf Olympics, and I'm thankful for that. Also, Reed Gershwind, who I believe is also in the Hall of Fame. He was like the leader of both the swim and water polo teams. Through him, I saw what leadership looked like. He really encouraged me to get involved in deaf swimming after a while as well. Lastly, I can't thank Katie Dobner Doyle enough as we swam at almost all of the same events. And she made swimming fun too. I want to thank 2 coaches for their support from my college. My days at Harvard, Maura Costin Scalise, and the current coach, Stephanie Reed Morawski. At the time, during my time, Stephanie was our assistant coach, but she has since then become the head coach at Harvard. Also want to thank my teammate, Deb Corey. She was one of those swimmers who just thought of everyone, but at the same time had that determination to win. Determination is important for our young swimmers to have. It's important to want it, and because you get it and you will get there. All of those practices are important. It's also important to have self-motivation and self-determination, because without those things, those 2 things, you'll stray off the path of success. You have to have a good goal, be determined to work towards that goal. It's also important to have fun at the same time. Swimming is fun. If it's not fun, why would you do it? And I would also say that about the Deaf Olympics, it's not just about sports, but it's also about the friends and connections you make that come to fruition later in life. For example, after college, I went to Australia for a year, and I already had friends who lived there because I met through the Deaf Olympics. There are so many positives to being involved in the Deaf Olympics. It's not just about the swimming, but it's about the international experience and the friends you make. So take advantage of those opportunities to the fullest. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's event. I wanted to wrap up the evening with a quote from one of our Hall of Fame inductees, Wendell Gaskin. As he said, "Run for the gold." Thank you all.